Hi, our group is presenting Monte Carlo analysis. I'm Alexander Simpson.
My name is Qingquan Xu.
My name is Garrett Murphy.
I'm Diana Rubio.
We hope you enjoy our presentation.
Business analytics is involved in many different industries, such as travel and hospitality, retail, government, and healthcare, just to name a few. Keeping customers happy is key to the travel and hospitality industry. However, many businesses face the challenge of accurately measuring customer satisfaction. Businesses can collect their data and analyze it properly to detect potential problems before it's too late. Healthcare industries, for example, contain a large amount of information, both structured and unstructured. By being analyzed properly, healthcare providers could provide life-saving treatment options immediately. Government agencies face the challenge of reducing cost, however, without compromising productivity or quality. By analyzing their data, enforcement agencies can detect a pattern, identify trends in recent criminal activity. And finally, retail utilizes business analytics in attempts to understand their shoppers better. They collect data through loyalty programs, monitoring buying habits, and other sources as well. Some of the key techniques within data analytics is data management, data mining, and predictive analysis, just to name a few. Data management refers to the need of data to be of high quality and well governed before it can be utilized. Data mining enables users to examine large amounts of data in order to identify trends and patterns accurately. Predictive analytics technology, in particular, uses data, statistical algorithms, and machine learning techniques to identify future outcomes based on previous information. It allows customers to be confident that they are making the best possible decision for their business. Overall, business analytics is extremely important in today's businesses. Big data, such as cloud-based analytics, provide significant cost reduction when it comes to storing large amounts of information. It also promotes faster, better decision-making skills. And when it comes to companies, it enables companies to produce new products based on customer needs. For our digital dashboard assignment, we decided to use Tableau as our software. As you can see here, we were provided with 4 data sets: sell and profit, customer, product, and sales rep. As you can see here, we created meaningful visualizations representing trends and patterns that we identified while using Tableau. If you can see here, our average profit by products right here shows that LG C2000 has an average profit of $854. If you look right here on the bottom, we should have a pie chart demonstrating the product quantity on hand. You can see here the iPod mini has 1,980 quantities. Our top selling product by sales, as you can see here, is going to be the iPod mini with 68,160 sales. Tableau enabled us to be able to provide meaningful visualizations that are more appealing, yet they're very informative.
Our next topic is time series analysis. Time series analysis entails the capturing of data at regular intervals and using that data to project into the future. For our project, we looked at the sales of refrigerators for a manufacturer over a period of time. And we used the data that we found to extrapolate into the future using a simple moving average at 3-week, 4-week, and 6-week intervals. By comparing the mean squared error, we were able to discern which of those intervals provided the most accurate forecast. Now we're going to talk about multiple linear regression. Multiple linear regression is about explaining how multiple independent variables affect one dependent variable. The case we looked at for this class entailed explaining how age, blood pressure, and whether or not a patient smoked was indicative of their risk for stroke. And for this case, we looked at p-values, f-values, and compared residual plots to determine the likelihood that a patient would experience stroke. The next topic is cluster analysis. The purpose of cluster analysis is to identify patterns and segment observations into distinct groups based off recurring trends or traits. In the project that we worked on, our group used a k-means clustering to segment patients who had died into 4 distinct categories based off of, or clusters, based off of traits that included cholesterol, systolic blood pressure, height, weight, the extent to which the patient smoked, and their age of death. By analyzing these factors, we were able to determine the extent to which these factors contributed to patients' age of death. Another use of cluster analysis is to segment customers in marketing strategies to determine which strategies those customers and those segments of customers will be most receptive to.
So when we're talking about data mining in terms of partitioning, we have to remember that data mining is pulling a lot of data from a data set. Now this is important because this can be used with big data, getting a lot of information from it. So we use things like k-nearest neighbors, classification trees, logistic regression to show us a very visual description of that data and the information that it's showing. So when we're talking about linear programming, optimization, this is using binary on a set of conditions and a set of data to make another visual representation of our data and find some results from it. These are often very accurate. As you can see down here, we have a graph showing our case with a budget. This can be used with budgets, but also with customer data, all sorts of things to find very accurate information on how to improve our business, how to make things safer, how to just improve our daily operations and the operations of our business.
Before we try to make any important decisions, we need to do the risk analysis first, because we always face a lot of uncertainty and variability. So Monte Carlo simulation is the method that can help us to deal with this kind of problem. It lets you see all the possible outcomes of your decisions, and it is used in a lot of different fields. So I will show you one of the examples later. This is the basic model we made for a new company and calculate the net present value after 5 years. If we can get all the accurate information, such as market growth factor, market size, market share growth factor, and we can just simply enter it in the formula and run the model, and we can get the net present value. And what else? We can also do some what-if analysis based on this data and get some useful information. However, in the real world, we won't be able to get all of the precise data, so we need Monte Carlo analysis to help us to deal with the problem. For example, if we know the market size is normal distribution and like we know the mean of it and the standard deviation, we can just simply put the formula like this one, just enter these numbers, and Excel will run in for us. And also, like it will just show the graph of the distribution like that. And also, like for the market growth factor or market share growth factor, they are all triangular distribution. So we just need to enter the minima, the most likely number, and the maximum. And for the cost, it's like they are uniform distribution, and for the clinical trials cost is log normal distribution. And after entering all of the probability distribution for uncertain data, we can simply add side output in the cell that we want to see the outcome. Like this one, like we just simply put the formula after the calculation, yeah. But before we get down to see the outcome of the simulation, we can go to the options first. In this one, we can set how many trials we want to use for during a simulation, and now we use like 10,000, so it will be more precise. And after we set this one, we just double click on the simulation. just double click on outcome, yeah. And so we will see the outcome of the simulation. Like for the net present value, like the average mean present value is around like 200 millions. And if we want to know what is the risk that the net present value over the 5 years will not be positive, we can just do something on left side. To this chart, we can just like simply like adjust the line or like to enter the number. Like we just enter 0 here, and we can know that like 80% that the net present value will become negative. And yeah, and also like we can see it if we click the sensitivity ribbon, and we can see that we can see which uncertain data influence this net present value most. Like in this case, for like the B21 is like the market size influence the net present value a lot, and the second and the third influential are all the cost. And also we can just build some model after we make the simulation. You just like click the chart, and you can build a lot of different charts, like the trend or the box one. And I just built it, so it's like these two charts. And from these two charts, we can all find that the average of cumulative net profit increase each year. You can see both from these two charts, but the uncertainty is increased. Is increased too. And Monte Carlo analysis is very useful when we get some uncertain data, but still want to run the simulation and get some information about the outcome of relationship between the data. It's really a useful tool to help us to make a decision in risk analysis.
SQL is a query language that's used in databases to pull information from a set of conditions that we want to know more about. This is very useful in relational databases, especially with large amounts of data. Knowing SQL is very useful for finding information very quickly from a large amount of data. On a personal story here, one reason I want to know SQL is from my internship over the summer. I worked in internal audit and was given the task of confirming that the system that our company uses was actually doing what it was supposed to. We had an issue with that system, and we wanted to make sure the problem was fixed. When I asked the business for proof that it was fixed, they sent me the SQL code. At the time, I did not know how to read SQL, and I looked at it, and it's basically English, but it's not, and so I couldn't confirm that the system was doing what it needed. So I had to call IT. It took 3 days for me to set up a meeting with IT, and finally, after those 3 days, I was able to confirm that the system was doing what it was supposed to. But if I knew SQL, I could have done this so much faster. It would have taken me 10 to 15 minutes to just look at the code and say, this is what the system is doing. So SQL is something that major corporations, big banks, all sorts of groups use every day. It's extremely important to know, and it's great for pulling data.